Buenas and half a day, everyone. The Committee on Rules hereby calls this virtual meeting to order. For the record, today is Thursday, September 16th, 2021, and the time now is 3:09 p.m. Some housekeeping rules for all of us. I'd like to thank all of my colleagues for joining me today. Siduous Masi, members of the Committee on Rules. The host of this hearing will mute all participants until called upon by the chair. When called to speak, please ensure that you are unmuted and that you are speaking into your microphone. Members of the committee wishing to speak may indicate their desire to the chair through the in-app chat feature. During the vote on a motion, members of the committee shall show a raise of hand to confirm the vote. In the event of an objection to a motion, committee members shall voice their objection to the chair. The Committee on Rules director shall then take roll call. All members must abide by all rules of conduct and quality assurance standards, including but not limited to using a desktop or laptop computer with a webcam and microphone built in, broadcasting from a quiet room with little to no interruptions, broadcasting from a room with adequate lighting specifically to ensure that the participant's face is visible and not backlit, ensuring that the member's face is visible at all times, wearing proper attire, using only respectful and professional language and conduct, and not utilizing virtual backgrounds during the entire duration of the meeting. Any members wishing to pose questions to the clerk, legal bureau, or core staff should request the chair for a recess. The meeting will go off live stream as discussed with MIS. I'd like to ask our core director, Ms. Mary Maravilla, to please take roll call of members.
Chairperson Vice Speaker Barnes. Vice Chair Legislative Secretary Shelton.
Half a day.
Speaker Terlahi.
Yeah.
Senator Nelson. Senator St. Augustine. Senator Rajel.
Here.
Senator Terlahi. Senator Perez. Senator Blas.
Here.
Senator Torres. Madam Chair, you have a quorum.
Thank you very much, core director. Does the chair hear a motion to excuse members not present?
So moved.
Thank you, Senator Torres, and seconded by Senator St. Augustine that members not present be excused. Are there any objections? No objections, the motion carries. Does the chair hear a motion to ratify the core meeting minutes from July 23rd, 2021? These documents, colleagues, can be found in our Google Drive folder for this meeting. The minutes specifically are titled 01 Meeting Minutes.
So move.
Thank you, Senator St. Augustine.
And I second the motion.
And seconded by Senator Torres to ratify the core meeting minutes from July 23rd, 2021. Are there any objections? No objections, motion carries. We'll now move to core business, document tracking, and reports prepared by my office. The Legislative Secretary's report is as follows. As of September 16th, 2021, appointments by Imegahagin Guahan. There are 75 appointments submitted by Governor Lulian Guerrero. The status of these appointments are as follows. 1 appointment confirmed during the February 2021 session, 14 appointments confirmed during the March 2021 session, 8 appointments confirmed during the April 2021 session, 7 appointments confirmed during the May 2021 session, 7 appointments confirmed during the July 2021 session, 13 appointments confirmed during the August 2021 session, with a total of 50 appointments confirmed by Legislator in Guahan to date. Of the remaining 25 appointments, there are some pending confirmation, 2 appointments were withdrawn, and 2 have extended beyond the authorized 90-day term limit. Legislatura has received 18 zone change applications, and we have also received 5 departmental agency rules and regulations and are currently being considered by Legislatura through legislation. 3 have become public law. And colleagues, if you'd like to review that, that is document 02 Legislative Secretary's Report in the Google Drive folder. Next item of business is the ratification of referrals. The referrals of bills and appointments are indicated in each of the corresponding logs, which can be found again in the Google Drive for this meeting titled 03 Legislative Item Logs. So those are bills number 165-36 COR through 199-36 COR. Does the chair hear a motion to ratify the referrals of bills number 165-36 COR through 119-36 COR? I see two hands, Senator Torres, followed by Speaker Terlahi.
Madam Chair, if I could make an amendment to that motion, I'd like to move to amend that motion to include a re-referral of Bill 179-36 to the Committee on Health. That is an act relative to requiring rules and regulations for the licensure of adoption agencies. As you know, I did send a letter on September 7th. This bill proposes to compel the timely adoption of rules and regulations, including interim policies for the licensure of independent adoption agencies. Pursuant to Section 2103 of Title 10, the Director of the Department of Public Health and the Division of Public Welfare holds general authority to administer public assistance and child welfare services in Guam, and in accordance therewith to adopt rules and regulations. And as you know, Section 10.02 IA of the Standing Rules of the 36th Guam Legislature places jurisdiction of bills relative to health, social welfare, and social services squarely within the jurisdiction of the Committee on Health. Furthermore, Rules Resolution number 12-36 removed Child Protective Services and the welfare of foster children from the jurisdiction of the Committee on Air Transportation, Parks, Tourism, Higher Education, and Advancement of Women, Youth, and Senior Citizens to the jurisdiction of the Committee on Health. Please, so for that reason, I'm asking that just that one bill, if we could amend the motion so that that one bill is re-referred to the Committee on Health. And then that I think would make our actions consistent in this legislature as to our referrals. So I ask.
Okay, there has been a motion to amend the.
A point of order.
State your point of order, Senator Sinaga.
On the agenda, Madam Chair, it says letter B, revocation of referrals / re-referrals, and that may capture that. And maybe if it is just going to be stated the way the agenda is written, it would take care of that. And then we can accept it without having to amend it. I'm just following the agenda, and it will capture any referrals, re-referrals, and I think it'll meet that need.
Okay, thank you very much, Senator Sinaga. So no one has made the motion yet to ratify the bills, but if someone is going to make the motion, I will take the motion to ratify bill number 165-36 through 199-36 COR, and then we can address the amendment to the original motion. So is there anyone to move to ratify the bills?
So moved.
I would make that
Senator
motion.
Torres? Okay. Thank you, Senator Torres. And now I'll entertain Senator Terlahi with your amendment to the original motion.
Thank you. I was just trying to do it all as one motion, but yes, so that then I would move to amend that original motion, but that's what I was trying to say. If we could just adopt one motion where with the include the referral.
Okay. On the amendment to the motion to include all bills 165-36 through 199-36 with the re-referral of bill 170-36. Are there any objections?
179.
I'm sorry, excuse me. Yes, 179-36.
Madam Chair, are we just for clarification, are we voting on the ratification of all bills with the exception of 179? Is that what is being entertained at this point? Because it's unclear what we're doing.
Yes, that is correct. So your original motion is to ratify all bills. There has been a proposed amendment to the motion to exclude Bill 179, or excuse me, to re-refer 179-36. And so we're acting on the amendment to the original motion. Okay. Are there any objections to amend the ratification of bills to re-refer Bill 179-36?
I would object.
Okay, there has been an objection. We'll call for the roll.
Madam Chair, based on my point, reference to the way the agenda is written, letter B on number 4 says ratification of referrals / re-referrals as of September 14. If the motion was stated as that, it would catch that re-referrals. So we don't have to amend what we should have just fixed to begin with. And that's all I'm asking. And then if you need an introduction of that motion, I can introduce that. So that if we find any other issues, such as appointments to be referred or anything else, we can fix it.
I think we're trying to capture the re-referral within the original motion.
Okay.
Okay. Senator Blas?
To Senator Joe's statement, actually, it's re-referrals as of September 14. Today is September 16.
Okay, thank you very much.
Madam Chair, if I may, this has not been done before where there has been an objection to a particular referral of a bill. And it seems that this is that situation where there is an objection to one of the referrals made by the Committee on Rules. So to be consistent with the way we've done, is it a challenge to that referral that we're entertaining at this point? Because it appears that based on prior core meetings where there was an objection, the reason given or a statement made by core as to why the referral was made was usually done. And then the issue was, is there an objection to that, and does it stand, or is it opposed and overturned? And I for consistency's sake, I just want to point out that, as I recall, that was what was done. If it's an issue about a referral, that clarification was made by the chair before as to the rationale or the validity of the referral to a particular committee. May I request at this time that perhaps we go to that order where the chair explains the referral, and if it's an issue that needs to be challenged, then we do that in the committee and as we've done before. And please correct me if I'm wrong, but that's my recollection from the core meetings previously, and when there wasn't a concern about referrals.
Sure. Thank you very much, Senator Torres. You are correct that we have had an explanation of referrals and how they were done in the past with the core chair. So in our review of bill number 179-36 LS prior to its referral, we determined that the committee with jurisdiction is the Committee on the Advancement of Women, since the bill seeks to amend Article 5 of Chapter 13, Title 9 of the GCA pertaining to the Safe Haven Act. The Committee on the Advancement of Women has jurisdiction over the health, education, family care, and economic independence of women. Per the sponsor's language in the bill, Bill 179 pertains to adoptions under the Newborn Infant Safe Haven Act, a law which only mothers may avail of, leaving it within the jurisdiction of the Committee on the Advancement of Women. In addition, I think this committee should know that the last adoption measures introduced in this legislature, which were bills number 108 and 109, also pertain to adoptions under the Newborn Infant Safe Haven Act, and they were consequently referred to the same committee, the Committee on the Advancement of Women, because it concerned only those adoptions pertaining to relinquished infants. So that is the reason for the referral of Bill 179 to the Committee on the Advancement of Women.
If I may, That's the matter.
Yes, Speaker.
Thank you. Yes, and if you can recall in prior Committee on Rules meetings, yes, we have done it very politely. I've raised objections to a couple referrals, including the referrals of Bills 108 and 109, which were clearly within the purview of the Committee on Health. And we seem to allow that the chairperson of the Committee on the Rules would go back and reconsider, but that did not happen. And so that's why I am making it a very clear motion during this meeting, because I need the action to be very clear during Committee on Rules meeting. And I believe that the referrals of Bill 108 and 109 were not in conformance with our standing rules. Neither is the referral of Bill 179, because while the Safe Haven Act may also affect women, the bill that we are talking about, 179-36, is very directly, it says it is for the licensure of independent adoption agencies. And the licensure of adoption agencies is within the purview of CPS, is within the purview of public health, and it's adoption for children, babies, infants. And I can read the bill to you if you would like, and it talks about the adoption, that the Department of Public Health and Social Services shall ensure the health, safety, and welfare of its clients, shall adopt interim rules and other licensure requirements, and that this is to license adoption agencies for all purposes and not only for safe haven purposes. And as I told you, it was a very clear action of this Committee on Rules when we amended the standing rules through Resolution 12-36 to specifically take the language that says Child Protective Services and welfare of foster children from the jurisdiction of, the other committee, and put those squarely into the Committee on Health. So what I would ask that we not continue to perpetuate, these recurring referral of bills that are squarely involving public health, CPS in particular, and, adoptions outside of the Committee on Health. I think they need to have a very thorough review by the Department of Public Health. They have to have a thorough review by the Committee on Health.
Okay, thank you very much, Speaker.
I
Your concerns are
note
noted.
one moment that there was another bill as well that we acted on relative to the studies and reports for adoptions. That was also referred to the Committee on Health during this term. That's bill number 43-36. And so I'm asking that for my colleagues, that we just do what our rules, tell us to do, and that we stay consistent within our rules.
Okay, thank you very much, Speaker. Your point is noted. I'd ask you, before we vote on the motion, if you can please clarify your amendment to the motion. We in our rules, it does state that bill referrals within 5 calendar days from the date of the introduction, the chairperson of the Committee on Rules shall refer bills to the committee having the subject matter jurisdiction to which the bill most pertains to the principal committee, as determined by the chairperson of the Committee on Rules, subject to ratification at a meeting of the committee. So we know that the committee itself cannot re-refer the bill. So I ask that you just clarify your motion that you would just like to exclude 179-36 from the ratification of bills.
Well, as I originally stated, before the other motion was made, I was trying to make a motion to say that we adopt ratification of referral, we ratify the referral of all the bills, and that we ratify the re-referral of bill 179-36 to the Committee on Health, all at the same time. One motion.
The re-referral cannot be done within the motion and not done by the committee, but by the chairperson of the Committee on Rules. So I will take your motion to exclude bill number 179-36, if you'd still like to proceed with that.
Sure.
Okay, thank you very much. Madam Director, please take roll.
Sorry, can I say something quickly? Yeah, so just a little piece of information. With the making of this bill was in collaboration with Department of Public Health as well as the governor's office. So
Okay,
there
thank you.
has been, thank you.
Director?
Vice Chair Legislative Secretary Shelton.
Ahi.
Speaker Terlahi.
Yeah.
Senator San Augustine.
Let me pass on this for now.
Senator Rigel.
Could you clarify the motion one more time for me, please?
Yes, we are voting on an amendment to the motion to ratify the referral of bills. And the amendment is to exclude Bill number 179-36 from the ratification of referrals.
Okay. Nay.
Senator Perez. Sorry, Senator, you're on mute.
Hungan.
Thank you. Senator Blas.
Yes.
Senator Torres.
No.
Senator San Augustine.
Let him pass. I'm not gonna You don't have to ask me a third time. The answer is no.
Thank you.
With 4 nays and 3 yays, the motion for the amendment to the original motion fails. Now on the ratification of the bills 165-36 through 199-36, moved by Senator Torres and seconded by Senator Joe San Augustine. Are there any objections?
I object, Madam Chair, because it would include a referral of Bill 179-36 and continue to perpetuate this referrals of bills to committees seemingly intentionally to avoid the purview of public health. And I don't understand why we would want to perpetuate that. These are bills this is a bill regarding adoption. It doesn't affect only mothers. The welfare of children who are going to be adopted is a matter for all of public health. It's a matter for CPS in particular, and it is a matter for the Committee on Health. And I ask my colleagues to please, let's stick to the rules in our referrals. And let's not open up the doors any further to this type of, I don't know, intentional avoidance. I think, this is the most important part of the adoption. We're talking about rules and regulations of licensing of adoption agencies. And I think it is the Department of Public Health that is going to provide us the most input as to as to what the rules and regulations should be. And that's why I believe that the Committee on Health, I mean, it's not even what I believe, it's what our rules say, Madam Chair. So I object to that motion if the motion includes Bill 179, which it does currently. And I also ask you as the acting chairperson of the Committee on Rules to reconsider the referral as a matter of principle. Thank you.
Thank you. Duly noted, Madam Speaker. There has been an objection to ratify the referral of bills number 165-36 through 199-36. Please take roll, Madam Director.
Vice Chair Shelton,
Hungan,
Speaker Terlahi,
On the motion, because I objected.
Senator San Augustine,
Good.
Senator Rajel,
Nay.
Senator Perez,
Aye.
Senator Blas,
No.
Senator Torres,
Yes.
thank you. With 4 nays and 3 yeas, the motion fails. So now we will move on to a motion to ratify the referral of appointments. Is there a motion?
So move.
Thank you, Senator San Augustine, and seconded by Senator Torres. Thank you. To ratify the referrals of executive appointments. Are there any objections? No objections. Motion passes. We'll now move on to the referrals of resolutions. Does the chair hear a motion to ratify the referrals of resolutions?
So move.
Thank you, Senator Blas. It's been moved by Senator Blas and seconded by Senator San Augustine to ratify the referrals of resolutions. Are there any objections? No objections. Motion carries. We will now move to consideration of items eligible for placement on the session agenda. Members, the committee reports for the following items have been duly filed and met Committee on Rules committee report deadline on September 8th, 2021.
Is that open for anybody there, Madam Chair?
Yes, I'm trying to look for the list to read to you, but if you're ready to make a motion, I can let you know if it is out of order, if it didn't meet the rules deadline.
Well, I know it met the rules deadline. It's Bill 121 and 150 and 121 and 153. 121 is referring to the, as amended by the Committee on General Government Operation, Appropriation, Housing, substitute on the floor, and further amended by the Committee on General Government Operation, Appropriation, Housing. This was introduced by myself and Senator Vice Speaker Tina Rose Munoz-Barnes, an act to add a new chapter 83 to Title 12, Division 2, Guam Code annotated, relative to design, build, finance, lease, transfer, and maintenance of the Guam 21st Century Healthcare Centers, which shall be called the Guam 21st Century Healthcare Center Construction of Act of 2021.
Okay, so we'll take it into 2 parts. We'll take bill number 121-36 to place onto the session agenda. Are there any objections? No objection. Motion passes. Senator San Augustine, you are still recognized.
Yes, and we're looking at Bill 153-36 COR as amended by the Committee on General Government Operation, Appropriation, Housing, introduced by myself, co-sponsored by Jose Pedro Terlahi, Vice Speaker Tina Rose Munoz-Barnes, Senator Clint Rajel, Senator Jim Moylan, Senator Frank Blas, yourself, Senator Amanda Shelton, Senator Anthony Ada, Senator Mary Camacho Torres, an act to add a new Article 7 to Chapter 90, Title 9, Guam Code annotated relative to finance, design, construction, and maintenance of the Government of Guam's Department of Correction, which the act shall be called the Department of Correction Modernization Act of 2021.
Okay, thank you. On the motion to add bill number 153-36 to the session agenda, are there any objections? No objection, motion carries. Senator Augustine, you are still recognized.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Madam Chair. I have a bill 130-36 introduced by Vice Speaker Tina Rose Munoz Barnes and Senator Jim Moylan. An act to add a new section 13.2 to Guam Chapter 1 of Division 1, Title 5, Guam Code Annotated, relative to establishing the Guam World War II Reconciliation Act of 2021 to compensate claims of the greatest generation of Guam for the atrocities suffered during the World War II occupation of Guam. I think that was submitted to Cora, and hopefully Cora will be able to respond that it is done and ready to go.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Chair. It did clear core as of yesterday at 10:03 a.m. So on the motion to add bill number 130-36 to the session agenda, are there any objections? No objections, motion carries. Senator Augustine, you are still recognized.
Ma'am, I only have 3 other bills that I'd like to actually inform the committee that if it's complete and submitted to Cora and given an approval that is clear to go, we have Bill 172, 171, and 170. The 172 deals with the financing of the FQ Sanchez. The 171, if I'm correct, it deals with the land of the value of the land, the one in Talavovo, in between Talavovo and Iran, and then the 170 has to do with the incubation for the businesses. I just don't have it in front of me, but there's 3 bills that the committee's working with, and if everything works right, it'll be ready before session to be brought up during motions.
Okay, thank you very much, Senator Augustine. Duly noted your 3 bills that you plan to move during session. Anyone else would like to add bills to the session agenda? Senator Perez, you are recognized.
This is Mossy, Madam Chair. I'd like to move bill number 116-36 COR as amended by the Committee on Environment, Revenue and Taxation, Labor, Procurement, Statistics, Research and Planning. Sponsored by myself, Senator Tina Rose Munoz Barnes, Joanne Brown, Jose Pito Terlahi, James Moylan, Telo Taitakui, and Tony Ada. It's an act to amend sections 51202, 51204, 51205, and 51207, all of Chapter 51, Title 10, Guam Code Annotated, and to amend Section 40115C of Chapter 40, Title 5, Guam Code Annotated, and to amend Section 77114.3 of Chapter 77, Title 21, Guam Annotated, relative to enhancing agency capacity to address the illegal dumping.
Okay, thank you. On the motion to add bill number 116-36 COR to the session agenda, are there any objections? No objections, motion passes. Senator Perez, you're still recognized.
Mr. Duas Masi, I'd like to make the motion to place bill number 162-36 COR as amended by this committee, sponsored by myself, Senator Sabina Flores Perez, as an act to amend Section 49107F of Chapter 49, Section 50119 of Chapter 50, Section 51204 of Chapter 51, all of Title 10 Guam Code Annotated, and to amend Section 10119 of G of Chapter 10, Title 22, Guam Administrative Rules and Regulations relative to program funds maintained by the Guam Environmental Protection Agency.
Okay, thank you very much, Senator Perez. On the motion to add bill number 162-36 to the session agenda, are there any objections? No objections, motion carries. Senator Perez, you are still recognized.
Just a nomination now. I'd just like to move the nomination of Clara R. Delgado to serve as a member real estate broker representative of the Guam Real Estate Commission.
Okay, thank you very much. On the motion to add the nomination of Clara R. Delgado as a member of the Guam Real Estate Commission, are there any objections? Senator Torres, you are recognized. Oh, you're on mute, ma'am.
We're recognized for additional motions.
Oh, yeah, I will recognize you for an additional motion. Yes.
Okay, I wasn't so sure. All right. I move to place bill
Oh,
number.
I'm sorry. No, I was recognizing you. Do you have an objection to place
No.
Claire Delgado? No? Okay, I'll
No, I
get to you.
didn't. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so there are no objections to the placement of the nomination of Claire Delgado for the Guam Real Estate Commission to the session agenda. Motion carries. Senator Perez, you're still recognized.
That concludes my motions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, we'll move on now to Senator Torres.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move to place bill number 111-36 COR as amended by the committee. Bill 111-36 is, excuse me. Bill 111-36 is amended by the Committee on Health, Land, Justice, and Culture, introduced by Amanda L. Shelton, myself, Mary Camacho Torres, Tina Rose Minya Barnes, Talina Cruz Nelson, Teresa Terlahi. This is an act to amend section 120.60 of Article 1, Chapter 120, Title 8, Guam Code Annotated, relative to requiring testing for HIV of those charged with criminal sexual abuse or conduct at the request of victims. And I move to place it onto the session agenda.
Thank you very much. On the motion to place bill number 111-36 on the session agenda, are there any objections? No objection, motion carries. Senator Torres, you are recognized.
I have a second motion, Madam Chair. I also move to place bill number 158-36 LS. I understand it was just completed by the Committee on Rules today. Yes, this is 158-36 LS is introduced by Tina Rose Munya Barnes, myself, Senator Amanda L. Shelton, Joe S. San Augustine, Clinton E. Rigel, Jose Pito Terlahi, Frank Bloss Jr., James C. Moylan, V. Anthony Atta. It is an act to add Chapter 54 to Title 17, Guam Code Annotated, relative to building up Guam's healthcare capacity, and to cite this act as the Birada Act onto the session agenda.
Thank you very much. On the motion to place bill number 158-36 LS on the session agenda, are there any objections? No objection, motion carries. Senator Torres, you are still recognized.
That is all. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. Anyone wishing to place items on the agenda? Speaker Terlahi, you are recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to move to place bill number 165-36 COR. It's introduced by myself, Teresa Terlahi. It's an act to amend section 10115A2 of chapter 10, title 22, Guam Administrative Rules and Regs, relative to removing the cap on civil penalty for violation of Guam soil erosion and sediment control regulations. That has been cleared by the Committee on Rules.
Yes, it has. Thank you. So on the motion to add bill number 165-36 to the session agenda, are there any objections? No objection, motion carries. Speaker Terlahi.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd also like to move resolution number 143-36 COR onto the session agenda. It is introduced by Teresa Terlahi relative to expressing the support of Imina 36 na legislature in Guahan and advocating for the passage of HR 3730, which seeks to amend Title 38 United States Code to establish in the Department of Veterans Affairs an advisory committee on United States outlying areas and freely associated states and for other purposes.
Thank you very much. On the motion to place resolution number 143-36 on the session agenda, are there any objections? No objection, motion carries. Speaker Terlahi, you're still recognized.
Thank you. I'd like to move the nomination of John Q. Lizama to serve as a member, public at large representative of the Guam Parole Board onto the session agenda.
On the motion to place the nomination of John Q. Lizama as a member of the Guam Parole Board, are there any objections? No objection, motion carries. Speaker Terlahi, you're still recognized.
Thank you. I'd also like to place on the list of potential bills to be considered Bill 198, This is regarding the GTA, the transfer of property to Guam Regional Transit Authority, GRTA. And that there will be a hearing on this bill on September 21st, which is Tuesday at 9 a.m. But I believe this, or my understanding is that this bill is time sensitive in order for them to receive their grants. So we're going to try to have the hearing on it right away and get it reported out as soon as possible. And so I'd like it to be placed on that list of potential bills to be added to session agenda.
Very good. Thank you very much. Speaker duly noted. Bill number 198-36 you plan to move on the floor.
Madam Chair, may I just ask? Is bill
Yes.
number 198 one of the bill items that was not ratified, the referral? Because I believe this is, the list was 165 to 199. So does that affect the status of a public hearing, a potential public hearing?
Oh, we'll take a moment's recess. Thank you very much. We're back from recess. Speaker Terlahi, you're still recognized.
Hi, yes, I would just like that bill to be, are we still on the same bill or we've moved on?
Yes, I did note that you plan to place Bill 198-36 on the session agenda. That is duly noted. Do you have any other bills?
No, thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone wishing to place items on the session agenda? Senator Blas, you are recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, I move to place bill number 70-36 COR as amended by the Committee on General Government Operations, Appropriations, and Housing, introduced by myself, Senator Tina Rose Munoz Barnes, and Senator Christopher M. Duenas. It's an act to add a new Chapter 54, Title 11 Guam Code annotated relative to creating tax rebates for personal protective equipment, PPEs, and to be known as the PPE Act for Guam Act of 2021.
Thank you very much, Senator Blas. On the motion to place bill number 70-36 COR onto the session agenda, are there any objections? No objections, motion carries. Senator Blas, you are still recognized.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Chair. Madam Chair, I would like to be able to move 3 bills for consideration pending, obviously, the reports, the committee reports to the committee on rules prior to introduction onto the session agenda. The first one is Bill 73-36 COR, introduced by Senator V. Antoniata, myself, Senator Christopher M. Duenas, and Senator James C. Moylan. It's an act to amend subsections 60102 and 60103 of Chapter 10, Title 10, Guam Code annotated relative to removing the restrictions on ownership of suppressors and silencers from Guam law by enacting the Hearing Protection Act of 21.
Okay, duly noted. You plan to place
There's
bill
more.
number 70. Okay, 73-36 is the first one. Can you please proceed, Senator
Yeah.
Blas?
Okay, the next one is actually bill number 81-36, introduced by Senator Tello T. Tidegui, Senator Joanne Brown, and Senator V. Antoniata. It's an act to amend subsection 9106A and 9112, both of Article 1, Chapter 9, Division 1, Title 12, Guam Code annotated relative to membership and voting on the Guam Visitors Bureau Board of Directors.
Duly noted. Bill
And then
number
the-
81-36.
Yes, ma'am. And then the last one, ma'am. Hang on. The last one is Bill number 152-36 COR, introduced by Senator Tello Taitigui, Senator Sabina Flores Perez, and Senator Joanne Brown. It's an act to close inactive Government of Guam special fund accounts and to repeal enabling legislation of such inactive Government of Guam special fund accounts, as recommended by the Office of Public Accountability, the OPA, pursuant to OPA report number 19-02. And those three bills, ma'am, for consideration if the committee reports are filed in time for session.
Thank you very much, Senator Blas. So for the record, those are bill numbers 73, 81, and 152 that the authors plan to move on the session floor if committee reports are cleared in time. Thank you very much. Anything else, Senator Blas?
That's it, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Anyone else wishing to place items on the session agenda?
Madam Chair,
Yes, Senator San Augustine.
this is just to just mention that Bill 184-36, introduced by myself, co-sponsored by yourself, Senator Amanda Shelton, Senator Talina Cruz Nelson, Vice Speaker Tina Rose Munoz Barnes, Senator Clint Rigel, Senator Jose Pito Talai, Senator Tony Addis, Senator Frank Blas, Senator James Mullins, Senator Chris Duenas. An act to authorize the military order of Purple Heart, Guam Chapter 1315, to use a portion of Skinner Plaza to establish the Guam Pacific Island Gold Star Families Monument, honoring the Guam Gold Star families whose son or daughter made the ultimate sacrifice in service of our island and country. I know that it's currently still in the committee of Senator Pito, and they're hoping to wrap it up and be ready before the session. And just to advise my colleagues and the people of Guam that on the 24th, there will be a site dedication at the Skinner Plaza that morning. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, Senator San Augustine. So for the record, you do plan to place bill number 184-36 pending course clearance. Thank you very much. Senator Rigel, you are recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just that I'd like to make a note that the appointment of Siska Hutapea, I believe my committee's reported out. As soon as it's ready and cleared by core, if it's ready in time for the session, I'd like to move to add her confirmation as a board member of the Guam Economic Development Authority to the session agenda.
Senator Rigel, Siska Hotapea's appointment has been cleared by core. You may move it at this time.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Sorry, I didn't realize that. I'd like to make a motion to add the confirmation of Siska Hutapea as a member of the Guam Economic Development Authority Board to the session agenda.
On the motion to add Siska Hutapea as a member of the Guam Economic Development Authority Board of Directors onto the session agenda, any objections? Motion carries. Senator Rigel?
That's all. No further motions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else wishing to place an item on the session agenda? Okay, for the committee, on behalf of myself and of course, Vice Speaker Tina Munoz Barnes, I do intend to place the following appointments on the legislature to legislative concurrence as soon as the committee reports on these appointments have been completed. Their review by the Committee on Rules and posted on our legislature's website. These appointments are scheduled for public hearings tomorrow, September 17th, and on September 23rd. From the Committee on Air Transportation, Parks, Tourism, Higher Education, and the Advancement of Women, Youth, and Senior Citizens, the appointment of Justin D.A. Guerra to serve as a member of the Parks and Recreation Commission, the appointment of Kyle R. Mandapat to serve as a member of the Parks and Recreation Commission, the appointment of Rosie R. Tanatongo to serve as a member of the A.B. Wampat International Airport Authority Board of Directors, the appointment of Brian J. Bomba to serve as a member of the A.B. Wampat International Airport Authority Board of Directors, and from the Committee on Public Accountability, Human Resources, Guam Buildup, Hagåtña Revitalization, Regional Affairs, Public Libraries, Telecommunications, and Technology, the appointment of Felix C. Beneventi to serve as a member, Board of Commissioners, Hagåtña Restoration and Redevelopment Authority, appointment of Elizabeth C. Gale to serve as a member, Board of Commissioners, Hagåtña Restoration and Redevelopment Authority, and the appointment of Dr. Judith S. Flores to serve as a member, Board of Trustees, Guam Educational Telecommunications Corporation, KGTF PBS. Okay. A draft session agenda has been provided to each of you, which can be found in the Google Drive folder for this meeting titled 04 Draft Session Agenda. There has been a motion to place bills and resolutions in the second reading file and appointments under legislative concurrence. Is there a motion?
So move.
Okay, thank you very much, Senator San Augustine, seconded by Senator Torres. Are there any objections? Motion carries. With the placement of these bills and resolutions in the second reading file and this appointment under these appointments under the legislative concurrence, is there a motion to adopt the session agenda?
So moved.
Thank you very
Second.
much, Senator Torres, seconded by Senator San Augustine to adopt the session agenda. Are there any objections? We'll now move on. There are no objections. The motion carries. We'll now move on to the extension of remarks. Are there any members wishing to speak?
Madam
Senator
Chair,
Sinaga.
I only ask that maybe, well, the speakers here, that the session don't begin until 1 o'clock because of the site dedication that's gonna happen that morning on the 24th. And that all the bills that have to do with committee of the whole be the last bills during our session. And I will be advising the BBMR, DOA, and all the folks that need to participate in those the minimum two bills, which is 121 and 153, will be present during that session. I only ask it be towards the end.
Thank you very much, Senator San Augustine. Extension of remarks. Yes, Speaker Terlahi.
Yes, Senator San Augustine, I would like to take that into account. We've already sent out the call to session and publishing it for 10 a.m. What time is the event? So maybe we can go in and recess and work around it that way.
If I'm correct, I think it's being coordinated for 10 a.m. And that's why I asked that maybe I can figure it out with the administration of what time all the setup and so forth.
All right,
Just
so
to
the
reconfirm.
session will begin on Friday at 10 a.m. It will, if necessary, we'll try to, we would have to convene and then recess. If you let me know the time as soon as possible. Yeah, we'll try to work.
I will,
Right.
Madam Speaker. I will advise you as
I
soon
know
as
that we've
possible.
already published the ad and the call to session. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Speaker. Anyone else for extension of remarks? Do I hear a motion to adjourn? Thank you, Senator Blas.
No. I was actually going
Okay.
for extension of remarks, Madam
Sure.
Speaker.
Yes,
If we can, if we can actually get a time frame for the Committee on Rules members, I know that what you try to do is you try to put out an agenda prior to our meetings. But if you can give us maybe a couple of days heads up prior to that, so that if there are any bills, that we'd like to be able to consider, recognizing that they've already passed Committee on Rules and stuff, that we can make sure that it's so noted on the agenda for discussion.
sure. Thank you very much, Senator Blas. I know we do have a running document of that. We will share the Google Drive with you.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. With that, Madam Chair, I'd like to go ahead and move to adjourn.
Thank you very much. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you very much. Moved by Senator Blas, seconded by Senator San Augustine. This Committee on Rules meeting is hereby adjourned at 4:03 p.m. Please take care and be safe, everyone. God bless.